let's talk about Nosferatu. Okay, so this movie is a trip, an intense, dark, hot mess. You can't help keep watching. And pretty much, it basically parallels the tale of Dracula with its characters and plot and conflicts. So if you're like me and a lover of gothic romance and everything involving that territory, then chances are you went into Nosferatu with the same mind. And that being, this would be a much darker tone of Dracula, specifically the Bram Stoker's version, the 90s, Francis Ford Coppola's version, and instead of Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder, the modern day would be Bill Skarsgård and Lily Rose Depp. And we were not disappointed because we were pretty much fed that, just with possession thrown into the mix. Let's go over the pros, the beauty marks of this film. Okay, of course I have to give Lily Rose Depp credit where it's due. She killed it. I thought she looked great, the long dark hair, like she really captured like the troubled young woman who's trying to stand by her man and be good. Like Lily understood the assignment and got weird. And then you realize how physically demanding this role actually is while you are watching it. And it was almost distracting because I just kept thinking, I hope she got like to rest after some of these scenes. She was given a blanket and tea because holy cow. And just imagine too, I was thinking, could you imagine if you just live like you live nearby one of the like sets or something, you're just out on a morning stroll and you look across to see some girl tweaking and convulsing on the ground. Or maybe that's a normal thing. I don't know. But yeah, Lily, she stole the show, bringing a new take on what it is to be a vampire's victim, since she really was taken over and brought to a dark place and a level of insanity that isn't really seen, at least that I've seen in media, besides lead female characters um, in The Exorcist and Penny Dreadful. And as for the role of femininity in gothic horror, too, taking that classic story of Nosferatu, the first piece of a vampire on screen, to the monster movies that followed after Frankenstein, Dracula, Phantom of the Opera, there's this continued Beauty and the Beast theme of monsters versus love. And there's always kidnapping. There's always hypnotizing an innocent young woman who ends up as the damsel in distress in the eyes of everyone else. But with Nosferatu, this remake, because Ellen is the forefront of who we are supposed to follow as the audience, she winds up actually becoming and viewed as a monster herself. Like, girl, she's delirious, intimidating, vulgar, pretty much has no filter due to Orlok's power over her. Yet you hardly think about that fact since she still is so young and at a stage of life and where she has needs, desires, and has that want and like has the wanting the freedom to call everyone out. She's complex. I don't know, maybe it's the fact that she's mentally and physically fighting against a demon. It's an unhealthy obsession, which could literally be the same thing, like with my obsession with coffee. And not to also mention, Orlok really just gives her so much damn attention and constantly is saying he owns her, wants to do this to her and that to her. Like, you don't have any power in this, you don't have any say. Like, dude, chill. But also, who doesn't love special attention? We have heard and seen this before. So let's not even lie. Because it's in Labyrinth. It's in Witches of Eastwick. And you know what? Even Legend, too. The pattern being the bad boy trying to corrupt the good girl. So honestly, it shouldn't even be a shock that Nosferatu was going to be popular to some degree. The very least a cult classic from the get-go. Like, the dark romance fans, like, we eat this up for breakfast and want more. It's an addiction, I tell you. And until the remake of Nosferatu, do we see that Orlok, yes, he's decayed, decrepit, whatever D word I can think of that has a negative connotation, but I can't think of it at the moment, so work with me. The problem is, stop hiring attractive looking men and trying to make them ugly, because, like, that does not work. We see past it. And the fact that Orlok's character, yes, he's toxic, evil, and clearly the villain, it is still Bill Skarsgård who brings this mystery and boyish, not boyish, but youthful type of energy, even though he's ancient, if that makes any sense. It can't exude anything other than, oh, but I can fix a mentality, which has just become too popular already with most male antagonists in media. Even being the foil for Dracula, who's gotten the more attractive and fallen hero archetype and what it means being a vampire in that way, it suffers the same thing. Because by the end of this movie, I was actually rooting for Ellen and a disturbing entity to get together because there was chemistry. We should not be rooting for them. We are told not to root for them countless a times, but look what happened. We did. We were taking Orlok's side, a bringer of plagues. And so now let's go into another pro, like the other lead here, Bill Skarsgård as Orlok. I mean, at this point, he's already had his catalog of villain roles and is no stranger to the makeup chair, so there's not really anything I can say in this, though. With this movie, I don't really think he was scary. When he wasn't on screen, though, that's when it did something. It's because, you know what? It's the same thing as Jacob Elordi as the creature in Frankenstein, but just in a different font. And Orlok's got this deep, throaty voice, that, like, heavy, thick accent. So you can't even get scared because you don't even know what he's saying half of the time. And he's got an outfit with a coat and boots with a fur that covers him up completely. And don't even get me started on the delicate gestures. He has big, meaty claws for hands, but he's so, like, careful. Maybe because he's so damn old, and he would probably put, like, break a muscle, or I don't know, a joint, like, would crack. But it's the same feeling as when I watched Pride and Prejudice. You know, the whole hand thing between those two. Like, he's so careful with Ellen, too. Like, it's just a total 180 from the original silent film. And to be honest, that version is 10 times creepier to look at, that Orlok. And it's probably due to the fact Max Schreck's character in makeup looks like a rat. It sticks out, whereas in this remake, not even the fact, like, it's just so damn hard to see anything because everything is in shadows. And it's just gray. The only way you even know Orlok is there is because of his voice, which is pretty much the same as going to a drive-thru and whoever is taking your order sounds too sexy to work there. And that makes you want to keep coming back until you realize they're not flirting, they're just doing their job. But moving on, the rest of the cast: Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor Johnson, William Dafoe. Trauma. Yep. Rats. Emma Corrin, traumatized, and I don't want to like drag on this film because it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. It's just it. I think it's just how we view Twilight. It's not good or bad. It's just ugh, I don't know. I think because it could be more, because the cinematography for what it is worth is good. It's just hard to see anything. It you understand why these choices were made, and the pacing, the costumes, those were all great. It's amazing, but now the cons. And I'm sorry, but I need to get it out. You don't have to agree with any of this, but just hear me out. You already made it this far. And I don't know with this movie. It's a whiplash between a dark screen and then Ellen drooling or losing her absolute mind. It feels like when you're watching a stage play, because most of the dramatic scenes that do happen pretty much are indoors, and we stay in dreary Germany or Transylvania or Romania in this case. There's nothing that contrasts or to look forward to besides Orlok and Ellen, their scenes. There's this issue too. That's another con is you can't help but not compare this story to Dracula, because in this case, Nosferatu is simply the emo version. And I wanted to like it more, but by the end, the whole finale scene of, okay, spoiler, we're girl, there's not even a need for a spoiler at this point. So Orlok is defeated, and we finally see sunlight. Like, it doesn't get good until the end when it's morning. But that's the point. But that's the point. The villain is, he got what he deserved, and we finally see the light. Yep. But to be honest, this adaptation could have been, it could have been a stage play instead, because it would have felt better. And they did that with Dracula and Jekyll and Hyde. I think even Clue. It's not unheard of. And now that I'm saying that, let's give more hype to live theater. Bring on the drama, the sold out shows, like a room full of performers and mics. You know what? I think for this new year, let's bring back the Shakespeare era of arts and live entertainment. Like, why not? Like, that would be something.